In the bustling heart of the city lived a young architect named Liam. He possessed a brilliant mind capable of envisioning structures that touched the sky and spaces that breathed life. Yet, despite his undeniable talent, Liam was perpetually trapped in a cycle of self-doubt. Every blueprint he drew, every model he meticulously crafted, seemed to whisper inadequacies in his ear. He'd compare his work to his peers, seeing only their flawless lines and innovative designs, while his own felt clumsy, uninspired. One particularly challenging project, a community center meant to be a beacon of hope, brought Liam to a standstill. Days turned into weeks, and the blank digital canvas of his design software stared back, mocking his paralysis. He'd sketch, erase, sketch again, convinced that every idea was fundamentally flawed. "It's not good enough," he'd mutter, pushing his chair back in frustration. "I'll never create something truly meaningful." This negative self-talk wasn't just a fleeting thought. It was the bedrock of his thinking, shaping his reality. One evening, while aimlessly scrolling through an old architecture forum, he stumbled upon an interview with an enigmatic, retired master architect named Ilara. Her buildings were legendary, known not just for their beauty, but for the profound sense of peace they evoked. In the interview, Ilara spoke not of design techniques, but of the architecture of thought. "Many aspiring creators focus solely on the external," Ilara had said, her voice calm and resonant. "They polish their skills, learn new tools, but neglect the most crucial foundation, how they think about themselves and their process. A flawed thought process will always yield a fragile structure, no matter how strong the materials." Liam was intrigued. He reached out to Ilara, half expecting no reply. To his surprise, she invited him for a virtual chat. Their conversations didn't revolve around architectural principles. Instead, Ilara challenged Liam's internal monologue. "When you say it's not good enough, what are you truly measuring it against?" she asked gently. "Perfection, which is an illusion, or progress, which is real?" She introduced him to the concept of constructive thinking. "Every mistake is not a failure of your ability," she explained, "but a data point, a lesson in disguise. If you think I failed, you stop. If you think this didn't work, what can I learn? You open a door to innovation." Ilara urged Liam to reframe his thoughts. Instead of "I can't do this," she encouraged, "How can I approach this differently?" Instead of "My work is inferior," she suggested, "My work is evolving, and I am learning with every stroke." She taught him to celebrate tiny victories, to acknowledge the effort, and to view challenges as puzzles to solve, not insurmountable walls. Slowly, Liam began to apply these principles. The blank canvas still felt daunting, but now, when a negative thought arose, he'd consciously counter it. "This isn't perfect, but it's a start. What's one small improvement I can make?" He began to experiment, allowing himself to make bad designs, knowing they were just stepping stones. He stopped comparing himself to others and started focusing on his own unique journey. The shift was subtle at first, then profound. The community center project, once a source of dread, became an exciting challenge. He found innovative solutions by embracing trial and error, by seeing problems not as dead ends, but as prompts for creative detours. He completed the design, not with the anxiety of seeking external validation, but with the quiet confidence of someone who had built something true to his vision. The community center was eventually built, a beautiful testament to thoughtful design. But for Liam, the true masterpiece wasn't the building itself. It was the re-architecture of his own mind. He had learned that true life-changing motivation doesn't come from external praise or impossible perfection, but from the unwavering belief that you can teach yourself to think correctly, to build a foundation of resilience and growth, one thought at a time. Years passed, and Liam's reputation grew not just for his innovative designs, but for his remarkable composure under pressure. Colleagues noticed the calm focus he brought to every meeting, the way he approached setbacks not with despair, but with a quiet determination to find solutions. He became known as someone who could untangle complex problems, not because he was inherently smarter, but because he was a master of his own thoughts. He started mentoring younger architects, sharing Elara's wisdom. Your biggest obstacle isn't the client, the budget, or the deadline, he'd tell them. It's the voice in your head. Learn to direct it, to question its assumptions, and to feed it with constructive thoughts. He taught them to practice mindful reflection, taking time each day to observe their thought patterns without judgment, gently redirecting negative spirals. Liam's projects became increasingly ambitious. He designed a sustainable urban park that integrated nature seamlessly into the city, a concept many had deemed impossible. During its construction, unexpected geological challenges arose, threatening to derail the entire project. The old Liam would have crumbled, overwhelmed by the unforeseen obstacles. But the new Liam, the architect of his own thought, saw it differently. He convened his team, not to lament, but to brainstorm. "This isn't a failure," he stated. "It's a new design constraint. How can we innovate around it?" Together, they devised a groundbreaking solution, turning the geological anomaly into a unique feature of the park, a natural amphitheater that became its most beloved element. The park opened to widespread acclaim, a vibrant green lung for the city, and a symbol of what could be achieved when challenges were met with a resilient mindset. Liam never forgot Elara's teachings. He understood that the journey of thinking correctly wasn't a destination, but a continuous practice. Every day presented new opportunities to observe, to reframe, and to grow. He had not only built incredible structures for the world, but more importantly, he had built an unshakable foundation within himself, proving that the most profound changes begin and are sustained by the quiet power of a well-architected mind. His influence extended beyond architecture. He was invited to speak at universities and conferences, sharing his story and the principles of constructive thinking. People from all walks of life, from entrepreneurs struggling with business failures to artists battling creative blocks, found inspiration in his words. Liam's message was simple yet profound. The greatest power you possess is the power to choose your thoughts. It's a skill, he'd emphasize, that can be learned, practiced, and mastered, transforming not just your work, but your entire life. And so the legacy of Elara's wisdom, amplified by Liam's journey, continued to ripple outward, touching countless lives, one correctly architected thought at a time.